So I love a good single-player campaign in a video game as much as anyone, but really, if you want to have a good time with friends, I really think you have to go for tabletop games. And I love all kinds, but easily my favorite kind of implement is the humble die. You know, no card or spinner could replace the visceral feeling of watching the old bones tumble and spin and, oh, what the fuck, a one, really? Earlier this year, one of my favourite games for the mobile was Solitairica, a game that took the formula of Golf Solitaire and added some strategic RPG flair. And it kind of feels like it's a similar case, but with dice, obviously, in Dicey Dungeons, the latest by Terry Kavanagh, best known for Super Hexagon and Vum. In this game, you roll dice to utilize your equipment, be them weapons, or spells, or healing, or status effect givers. As you progress through the episode, you level up, improving your stats, like your health, and you get extra dice and stuff. But you can also accumulate new equipment, so as you go through the episode, you can customize and optimize your loadout. If you're running low on health, maybe you can sub in some healing tools. If the next enemy that you have seems to be kind of an ice type dude, then you can bring in your fire weapons to double down on damage dealing. It's a great balance. You'll never have so much equipment that you feel overwhelmed, but you pretty quickly accumulate enough that you can start swapping things out to find the sweet spot. It's a great system. And no, I'm not saying that just to justify the Dice Throne Kickstarter campaign that I backed. It seems really simple and quaint, but there's quite a lot of depth on offer here. Like, take a look at the status effect. If you are blinded, you are unable to tell what some of your dice are. If you have freeze, it will automatically change your highest rolls into ones. And dice that have been burnt with a fire effect will deal damage to you when you use them. And that's just kind of what you're expecting from the enemies. Most impressive to me is how the formula is mixed up across the 6 player characters and in their subsequent episodes. So the most basic character is your warrior, and the thing that you can do is you can re-roll dice. So pretty standard. But then more complex characters that you have are like the inventor. At the end of every battle, you get to create a gadget, but that is also at the cost of a piece of equipment. You're constantly kind of rummaging through which equipment you should get rid of to then, have this fun new effect in the next battle. It's so interesting. But my personal favourite would probably have to be the robot, which doesn't have a set number of dice, but instead has kind of this blackjack-like functionality. So every time that you roll, each dice value is added onto the CPU, and if you go over your certain data cap, which is, like however many numbers, I think it starts at 11, it will essentially disable all of your equipment for that turn, glitching it out. Whereas if you hit the limit exactly, then you'll get a jackpot and they'll give you a bonus action and stuff. So with each character you have multiple episodes, each of which has something a little bit different about it. There might be some kind of challenge element, such as every time you roll duplicate values on a dice, one of them will vanish, or one that switch up the rules entirely. So for example, the robot, but there's no data cap, and you can pick the values of your rolls, but every time you pick one, there is a 50% chance that the roll will fail, you won't be able to pick that number again, and one of your equipment will just glitch out and be unusable. So the different characters, the different challenges, it manages to take what is a pretty simple concept and stretch it out into this much more deep kind of campaign. I will definitely say though, it is pretty hard to progress some of the time. It kind of feels like after I have kind of, done the first episode of a handful of characters, the second and third episodes are quite a difficulty spike. But I mean, I'm not great at RPGs, so, take that with a grain of salt. And I think either way, it still is a pretty compelling game, even if you're, constantly failing, you're like, oh man, I was so close, I need to try that again, that kind of thing. And there's a bit of a story that's wrapping all this stuff up, and I'm kind of impressed with how much kind of personality they managed to wedge in there. So each player character is an anthropomorphized die transformed by Lady Luck, who plays host to the campaign. And when I say she plays host, I mean like literally, like a game show host, or a game show that allows the contestants the chance to have their greatest wish fulfilled, All you have to do is complete this dungeon. Only once, I promise, and also getting transformed into an anthropomorphized eye. Makes sense. I kind of just love how kind of out there it is. It makes me think immediately of like a D&D campaign, you know, where it's like, you have to fight for your life and whatever. You know, the adventurers are just showing up and they're turned into these neon glowy playthings for some villain's entertainment. And I will also say, like, as someone who is currently studying sound design and makes music, holy shit, I love the music. Holy shit, I love the sound design. And also, like, the visuals are utterly fantastic. But I mean, damn, that is some good, like, game show chiptune music. Like, wow, guys. The thing about Dicey Dungeons that I love is that I get to talk about it with you guys because not really tons of other people are, because they're cowards. No, it's mainly just because a lot of people haven't heard of it, and I think it deserves a lot of love and a lot of respect. And there has been a lot of love that has been put in by the developers, obviously. And it's fun, it's colourful, it ticks all the boxes that you can possibly have for this kind of a game. You know, it's pulling you in, it's giving you this great solid gameplay, and it's definitely a game that you keep coming back to. Or to put it another way, this is a game that you should really roll the dice on. Anyway, end of review. Thank you all so much for listening. Potentially by the time that you hear this, I might have an episode of Comedy Rewind in which I'm featuring with Mr. John O'Peck and DJ Payne, talking about The Big Lebowski. Very excited for that. So on the off chance that that is out, go watch that. On the off chance that it's not out, get excited to watch that. Except I can't give you a link. But as for all you out there in 8-bit TV land, thank you all so much for watching. Please like and comment if you enjoyed this. Please subscribe. Always got like really exciting videos, at least one a week. It's supposed to be 2 a week, but like, I'm also a student, so like, give me a break. And also donate to our Patreon. That would be super nice to support the videos and the podcasts and all of that. And I will see you all in the near future. Probably doing a Life is Strange 2 episode 4 review. Hopefully fairly soon. We shall see. Goodbye.